Alright guys, well, today we are just going to be doing a little bit of coding and playing. I'm just going to be playing some Mark-VI-NNS. This game is okay. I like Rainbow Six Siege a little better still, but my friend Noah, I'm really good friends with, is getting a PC. And he really likes Apex, so I decided to download it so that I can play it with him. But anyways, today, so I haven't done any coding since the last video, and I realized that my last video, for some reason, it uploaded in 360p. Which is weird, so let me check the output. I don't know why it did that. Oh, wait, did it upload in? Let's see. Your channel. Okay, no, never mind, it uploaded in 1440p, which I don't know why it did that. Should have uploaded in 20, you know, whatever the fuck it is. Was it 2560?
I put the time in. I've earned my stripes.
Here, let me turn down the game volume. Oh shit. There we go. Is that better? Oh wait, now you can't hear anything. That's so weird. What? Okay, I don't know what's happening. Doesn't matter. Okay. Let's do OBS. Turn that down.
Ladies, we got a win today.
Oh shoot. No, I did not. That's so we'll do that and that. So yeah. Alright. So I have not been uploading, and I'll tell you why. I am seeing my friend Noah a lot, and I plan to see other friends. I want to see my friend Quentin. I saw my friend Ben. We went to B&H, and oh my god, B&H is so cool. Honestly, it's the coolest tech store I've ever been to. I love that I'm in New York and that I live here. Anyways,
Got some materials for us.
and then,
Got some materials here.
I've just been playing a little bit of
Extra supplies
Apex,
over
just,
Shots out.
you know, seeing my friends.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
Contact with target.
Y'all learned this. Just watch your backs.
Just a few down.
No worries, brother. I got you.
Okay, so, yeah, I've been doing that, watching a little bit Big Bang Theory. I was going to code, but I
Recharging
kind
my
of want to
shields.
spend my last few days of summer with friends.
Loading.
Yeah, oh, that
Deploying
guy.
health drone.
Oh,
Recharging shields.
Stole my kill. Oh shit.
No good.
Can't believe I missed it.
Well done.
Anyway, so I've been doing that. Went to B&H. That was a lot of fun. Doing homework. I've been doing some homework. What else? That's pretty much it. Just been doing homework and that kind of stuff. Not very good at Apex, that's for sure, but you know, it's okay. It's pretty fun. I think I would play. I still like Rainbow better. It's a lot more fun. However, the wait times for Rainbow are just horribly long. So
Target spotted. Got it. I say we move
Yeah.
this way.
Got some shit.
how did
Taking
that
damage
happen?
over here.
Extra supplies over here.
Giving my shield.
Up in the chimney.
I have 4, so it's okay. Nice. Some.
Got materials.
Dome shield out.
Care package. I hope this makes things interesting.
Smoke out.
Care package. Coming in.
Taking fire. Reload.
Oxa out.
Double time it in.
Okay, I'm really bad at this game. I don't know why I'm over here.
Taking aim.
Flank them.
Patching up.
Flanking.
Fire, brothers.
I'm down.
One down.
Flatland's got your back.
Reloading. Reloading. Down.
Hold tight. Got your back.
Double kill.
Two taken out. Double kill.
Here's drone if you
Alright, let's see.
just giving my
Where's
shields
the
a
other
recharge.
Spotted. Double timing it.
But yeah, I plan to work on Mark-VI a little more. But okay, so about school, it is very soon, and
Match point.
that does suck a
Let's
lot.
move.
But hopefully it'll be fine. I plan to tackle school a lot differently this year, partly because it's not online anymore. I want to work a lot harder in school, because I feel like it will be a lot. I actually really liked online schooling. It was a lot easier. It was also a lot harder because I didn't get to see my friends. So like for socially, I really hated it, but then for school, I really liked it because I learned a lot better.
Got some materials for us.
Simply because of the more sleep thing. Unfortunately, they're changing the
I'm spotted. Down.
Downed one.
Spotted.
Impressive. They're low. Well done, winners. Now, repeat.
Alright, so there's one game down. Maybe I won't code this video because I have it set up for Apex. But I'm just kind of really tired right now. I do want to finish my neural network. But yeah, and also I've been doing some other stuff. I think my interest is shifting a lot towards climate change and helping, solve that. So we'll see where my life heads, but I did see something really cool. So it's a glass dome, and you put water, salt water, seawater, through the dome into the glass dome, and then you basically put a bunch of mirrors to have the sun evaporate all of it, and all of that water will evaporate into the top of the dome, and then it will turn back into, like liquid water, and it'll drip down the sides, but only the salt will be left behind. So therefore you get clean, fresh water. Now, that thing is really expensive to make because it requires a lot of glass, and it's glass stone, so that's obviously harder. And then the mirrors, I was wondering, and then you have to actually transport the seawater, because for some reason they have the water going into the pipe. So I'm wondering, why don't they just have a hole at the bottom of a glass dome, glass sphere, and then that way water can enter in the bottom, and then you put that inside of the sea, but you have to attach it to something to stabilize it, and so water will always be on it, be in it, without having it needing for it to be transferred. And then you have the sun hit it with some mirrors, and yeah. But you know what, we'll see. Maybe I'll design something like that. I'm kind of interested in that design. I think it's a very cool design, and a very smart one too. So I did a little sketch of it, but I think it would have to. I think it would have to um, be stabilized in some way. So yeah. So sorry, I had to go to the bathroom, but I also want to mention. I forgot to mention this. The other reason why I haven't been, doing stuff is because another thing that's been taking up my time is decorating my room. So right now, my room is like a white room, like from like those insane asylums. And so we need to decorate it. And actually, everybody got a master bedroom except for me. Even my sister got a master bedroom. So my parents, you know,
Let's go this way.
whatever.
Cancel that.
I think it was kind of ridiculous because I'm only going to be here 3 more years, but you know, younger sibling, spoiled, whatever. But anyways,
Enemy spotted.
Care package. Could turn the tide for you.
I am decorating my room. We have no lights in my room, so like everybody else has lights except for me. So I really desperately need lights, so naturally my parents got lights for themselves and my sister. So now I still have no lights. But you know, it's fine. I don't really care that much. Sorry if I sound ungrateful. I don't
Enemy
really
spotted.
mean that. I'm just trying to joke around at the irony of the situation. But it's not working out well. What are these textures? Did I really?
One down. Reloading. Taking fire, boss.
Shot fired at me.
Coming down, fella.
Reloading.
I did not see that.
I got you, friend. Reloading.
Anyways, so let's see. I don't think there's really anything else, so I guess I'll skip to when I'm coding. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. So what we have to do is, okay, so our goal today is to create the same exact thing as Mark-V, but eliminating the neurons and also eliminating the memory system, because I want to tackle that in Mark-VII. So let's go to Nuclear Manager and Nucleus Manager, and this is what we have so far. This is from the previous Nucleus Manager. So let's actually just delete this, and we can walk through it. Let's zoom in a little for you guys. And this Nucleus Manager, just put that in another window. zoom in. Okay, so this is what is going to be triggered. So I'm thinking, let's just copy this from Mark-V, paste it into Mark-VI, and let's just delete these imports, and then we're just going to have to do, sorry, don't delete these imports, just change it to Mark-VI. Alright, so we're gonna have to delete this neurons manager, and then let's of course put in the utilities, which is getString as character array. Now all that's left is the neuron manager, in which case we trigger the neuron, but we can just replace that with system.out.print. Key as car array 0. Okay. So when we trigger the nucleus, we're going to pass in the strings input, right? Now, what we do is that we turn that into a path array. And, okay, so we're going to have to make the path. Sorry, let me just bump. Okay, so we're going to have to make the path. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste the path stuff here, and then change this. Actually, this is dealing with the neuron, so we're going to delete that. And instead, we are going to have to, wait, sorry. We are going to have to put this as a character array called neurons. So there's still going to be neurons. They're just going to be, they're still going to represent neurons. They're just going to be, characters. So let's do that. That. And delete the memory. So all we have is the definition and then the path. Okay. So now in the nucleus manager, we're gonna have to do some stuff. So let's do the path thing as like we usually do path, and we're gonna want to import 6 path array called input as paths equals to the path manager dot, and we haven't actually created the path manager. So let's do that. I'm just gonna bring this over to here. Now the path manager is going to hold an array list of paths called paths is equal to a new array list. Alright? And then we can have a getter that gets paths from the array list, right? And to get the path, we're going to have to iterate through that path array list with an advanced for loop, and then we are just going to get the definition and compare its equality to the definition of the p in the array list, and if it does equal, then we return that path Otherwise, otherwise if it doesn't find anything, then we're gonna have to define a path, which we will do down here. Public static void define path, and we're gonna have to put in a character array called neurons, because again it's neurons. Paths.add a new path, right, with the neurons that we're passing through, and then we'll just print out defining path, and then we'll just say, okay, now we're gonna have to change that after, but what we're gonna have to do is do character array to string. So let's do public static string get cars as string, and we'll pass in the character array called characters, and then we'll just say have a string converted equals to no, and then we're just gonna say for int I is for okay, sorry, we're gonna need a string builder. Now the string builder builds strings, obviously, so we'll set that to a new string builder, and then we're gonna iterate through the characters, call each character C, in the characters array, and every time we iterate, we're going to append or add that character to the string that's being built. So we'll append C, alright, and then we're going to want to return string builder. But it's still in form of string builder, so we do toString. There we go. So let's go back, and we can say print out defining path, and then we'll say utils.utilities.get string, get cars as string, and we'll pass in the neurons. Alright, let's zoom out so it's easier to see. Okay, so now that we've got that done, we're going to want to finish up this get path. So basically how the get path works is that it looks for the path, but if it doesn't find it, then it's going to create a new path or define a new path and then return null. So we just created that define path. Void or method. So we'll say define path, and we'll pass in the path. So we're gonna have to pass in the definition as a character array. We're just gonna have to pass in def. But I'm just realizing that we're passing it in as a string to the definition. No, we're passing it in as a character array and then turning it back into a string. So what I'm just gonna do is, so that we don't have to pass it in, we will just pass in the definition, right? Pass in the definition. We'll print out the definition. However, we are going to want to create the new path with utils.getString as character array with the definition. And this is going to be our neurons. Okay. Okay, so now that we've got that done, let's go back to the nucleus manager. We'll do path manager dot string to path array. Okay, we haven't done that yet, of course. So let's do public static path string to path array. Now the reason this is in the path manager, not the utilities class, is because when we are converting things with the utilities, that means that it can be used for multiple things, and it's not necessarily a tool that the converters and the utilities packages are tools that anybody can use, and that don't rely on a module or a package or a library or an object that we created, such as a path. I don't know if that made sense, but it's whatever. Okay, so we're just gonna want to do the string to path array. So I won't copy and paste it, just I can type it out and explain it. So we're gonna have our string array, because each path is just a string, right? Each path is a string. Each path is just a word, and so we need to split the string into different words. So we'll say split strings. So string array split strings, which is going to be an array of all the words inside of the input. And we're going to set that equal to the input dot split, and we're going to split it each space, because of course words in a sentence are separated by space. So therefore that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to say path array. We're going to make a path array called converted paths. So this is going to be the array of paths that we're going to return, and we're going to set that equal to a new path array with the length of the split strings dot length, because since we're just converting it, it's going to have the same amount of words in each array. So then we're just going to say for integer I equals to 0. So we're just creating a for loop now that goes the length of the amount of words. So we have a for loop that iterates the same amount of times that there are words in the input. So then we do I++, so standard for loop. Let's delete the space. And so every time we iterate, we're going to create a new path. We're going to set that equal to the path that we're getting, called split strings, passing in split strings with iteration I. I don't remember what I did here. I'm a little too tired to think about it, but okay. Alright, I'm gonna explain it in just a second. Okay. Whoops. So, what? Alright, let's just paste this there. Okay. Why is this always false? If path equals to null, but we're getting a path. Oh yeah, we forgot to add the return null statement. My bad. Why didn't that fix it? path equals to null is always false, but it's not always false because it can still return null. It doesn't make any sense. If path equals to null, then it returns null. Oh, okay, that was just a bug. Okay, so how's this work? So we want to convert a string into a path array. So we pass in the string, and let's say it's hello Mark. So that's 2 words, and there's a space between hello and Mark. So we're going to split those 2 words by the space. So where there's a space, we're going to split the 2 words. So hello is going to be one string, and Mark is going to be another string. And then we're going to create a path array called converted paths, and that's going to be equal to the length of the split strings array, which is of course 2, because there's only 2 words. And then we're going to say, we're going to create a for loop that's just going to loop through all of the words inside of the string array, and each time we iterate, we're going to create a new path called, we're going to declare a path, and we're just going to say that is equal to the path it's going to be equal to get path split strings array I. So that means that we're saying, alright, we are going to declare a path, and that path is going to be equal to whatever path this get path function returns, and then it sets the converted paths I equal to path. However, if the path is equal to null, then we are going to abort everything we've done and return null. Now, why not just say return path, you might ask? Well, because that is returning a path, not a path array, so therefore we have to return null if even one of the paths is null. And we're going to handle returning null in a second. So let's go back here, and we can finally finish up this nucleus manager, and we can do string to path array, pass in input, right, and then we're going to want to have an if statement that compares input as path, and we're going to say if it does not equal to null, then we're going to do the following. Now, why is this? Well, because a string array, if one of the paths is null, remember, we are going to return null right here. So therefore, we're making sure that input as paths does not equal null before we build the string. So we're going to do string builder equals to a new string builder, and we're just going to say for path p. So we are creating a string builder, and this should technically be called response. So we're going to say for each path, we're calling each path p, in the input as path array, in as paths array, for each of, let me rephrase that. For each path in the input as paths array, we're going to do response.append. So we are going to add p.definition. So we are going to add the definition of the path to the string builder. And then we're going to append a space. That way it creates a space between each word. And then finally, we're going to print out Mark says response. There we go. It looks like everything's done. That was a lot easier than I thought. Why didn't I just do it earlier? Alright, so let's run it, make sure it works. Also, let me read you what I wrote up here. Mark-VI-NNS, Mark-VI Neural Network Simulation, will remove neurons as an object. This allows Mark-VI to eliminate a variable in its neural network, making it easier to navigate, maintain, control, and think. Not only was the idea of a neuron a bit pointless, but it was also making it a lot harder to understand. The end goal for Mark will be an assistant that can whoops, that can remember and override memories. However, there are still plans for the AI to split off into multiple purposes. Okay, let's delete this into. Alright, there we go. So, in the end, overall, all it's saying is we're removing the neurons, makes it easier to code and easier to read and just faster. And it also removes and also the plans for it is to make it an assistant that can remember stuff but also override those memories. But I just want to make sure that you understand that multiple purposes will split off from the main purpose. Now, one thing I did not write here is that because Mark-VI wants to focus solely on solely? How do you spell solely? I've never actually. Okay, wants to focus. Sorry, because Mark-VI focuses on improving the current system of memory of input management. The memory has been removed. This will make it easier to create and code Mark-VI, I mean, but it also means that when I do re-implement the memory system, it will be updated and work better and have a better system with that current version of Mark currently planned to be in Mark-VII. There we go. Okay. So it's running. Oh, thank God I'm recording. So let's just say Mark-VI. Did I forget to change this? Yes. Mark-VI. Delete this. Alright, so Mark-VI is listening. Let's say hello. Defining path hello. 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 Whoops. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Okay, it works. However, I accidentally made it so that I forgot to put the K there, so let's go back to the Nucleus Manager, put the K there, and you can see that compared to Mark-V, it has a lot less packages and a lot less files because we don't have those neurons in our way. And it also makes the code a lot shorter and a lot more concise. So now all that's left to do is commit and push Mark-VI. So in the comments, I'm just gonna say finished. Sorry, Mark-VI. Mark-VI-NNS neural network simulation is officially finished. this version has focused on optimizing Mark's current memory slash listening system, while also removing unnecessary features such as neurons, and while also removing unnecessary features such as neurons and the memory system. However, the memory system will be re-implemented when Mark is ready. This should allow the memory system to thrive under the new version while having a more polished memory system that works better with the current features of Mark. With the more current features of Mark. So let's commit and push that. And that's pretty much it for today. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a lot of fun, so have a good day. Bye.